Now we are.
So do I keep my hand raised so you can circle back to me?
If you put your hand down and then put it back up, I think you'll go, because it shows us like the order people are in. So you should put it at the back of the line. Perfect. So we had Desiree.
On my list, Kanisha Hampton was next. Or
No, I have Desiree and then Kanisha.
oh, okay. Please.
All right. So Desiree.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So I didn't feel like I got anything on the first week. So this week I just asked to be shown again what I was shown. And I got a couple of names, well, a few names, and then I had a couple of dreams. So the first name that I got, and I thought it was kind of odd, it was Orlando Bloom. And I know that that's an actor, so I actually do remember getting that last week, but since it was that, like the actor, I didn't think anything of it. But when they gave it to me again, I went ahead and wrote it down. But for Orlando, it says that the meaning of the name is famed land or renowned in the land or famous throughout the land. And then for Bloom, it said that it was an iron worker or either a maker of blooms like a florist. And then the other name I got, which is the name of a lady that I work with. Her name is Natasha Rucker. And I thought that was odd too, because since that's somebody that I work with. And so for the first name for Natasha, it said that it means kind, strong, and beautiful. And then for the last name Rucker, I got that it means to move or to draw. And so I wasn't sure if that means like draw, like withdraw, like to take away, or what that meant exactly. But one of the dreams that I had, it was a girl and her mom were walking, and the girl had a baby, and I didn't recognize any of them. And driving alongside of the girl and her mom walking were the mom and the sister of the guy that she had the baby by. I'm not sure how I knew this. I didn't know like exactly who they were, but they were walking, and the guy's mom was like talking crazy out the window to the girl with the baby and like just being really rude to her. And so I told them, I was like, well, you can come in my house. And so I invited them in. And so they're in my room, and I'm like packing my things, and out of nowhere, the mom and the sister of the guy that were like being rude came into the room, and they were like trying to fight and just acting crazy. And so I told the guy's mom, I was like, I'm not about to fight you. Like, you're somebody's mom. Like, that's just crazy. And so she was trying to get the sister to fight me because she was like 16 or something like that. And I was like, okay, this just doesn't make any sense. So after I ignored her for a while, finally they went away, and this just the whole time I just continued to like pack my stuff out of this room. I'm not sure like where I was going or whose house it was or whatever, but that's what happened with that. And so that was in the same day. And then the next day, I don't remember the details, but I just wrote down that there was a man, and he was like some type of like mercenary or super soldier or something, and I was just watching him being trained by this other man. And it was odd because like before I woke up, like I just seen these words and I seen this name, And the words were art, paint, moaning, and medium. And the name was Sianos. It was Sianos. And then I have
And
one.
did you look up the meaning of that name, the Sionas?
Oh, yeah, I looked that one up, but I didn't really find much on it. It said that it was Italian, but I couldn't find any like definitions for it.
Mm-hmm. And that was all? It sounded like you were telling us something else after that.
Oh yeah. I had one more dream. And I was in a hotel room, and there was a girl and a guy, and they looked like they might have been like in their early 20s, late teens, and they were getting ready to go to some kind of party, like a prom or something like that. And they were there and they were just talking, and so then the girl left, and it was just me and the guy, and I was getting dressed, and because I guess I was gonna go with him. And so I was choosing my clothes, I put my outfit on, and then I was like, well, I think I want to change. So I was looking through some more of my clothes, and it's like I picked them up and then I just dropped them all. I'm not sure what that was about. And then I just remember him asking me like if I was gonna like come back after the party or if I was gonna go home, and I was just telling him that I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, and then that was it.
Joe, you got something? I heard you.
Can you say the last one again?
I was in a hotel room, and there was a guy and a girl, and they were like in maybe like their late teens or their early 20s, and they were getting ready to go to some type of like prom or party or something. And so we were all there, and they were just talking, and then the girl left, and it was just me and the guy, and I was getting dressed because I was going to go with them. And so I got dressed, and I decided that I thought I wanted to change my clothes. And so I started looking through some clothes that I had there. It's like I picked them up, and then I just dropped them. I'm not sure like what happens. Like I was just looking at them, and then all of a sudden they were just on the floor. And then he was asking me like if I was going to come back after the party or if I was going to leave and go home. And I told him that I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and then that was it.
Have you been or are you a charismatic person? Like, are people oddly attracted to you? Or like do you notice people coming around you or just bringing, I ain't gonna say their issues, but just gravitating to you in some kind of way?
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause that's what I get from that one spirit that you had mentioned, Natasha Bloom or something like that. Yeah, that you have that type of energy, and also, and are you going through an initiation or some form of initiation in some system? Because I see like your medicine opening up and like your purpose being not necessarily revealed, but I guess more opening up as you go through this initiation.
Okay. I am
Like,
getting ready to start a class, like a herbalism class. And I think that like the healing is a part of my medicine, and I think that that's a big part of it. So maybe that could be it.
yeah, because I get that you're gonna go through an initiation, which is gonna ultimately lead to you to your purpose, you fulfilling that purpose. 'Cause that's what all the symbolism is kind of like drawing out. for me, like that what I'm picking up on. Nani pseudo.
Yeah, and I saw that also. That you likely have a long line of ancestors who've worked with plants. Specifically having the ability to have plants be very happy. Like, that's a weird word, but that's how it came to me. Like, it's like weird. I was going to ask you if you have a green thumb. Like, if you're able to almost like bring plants back to life or give them more life, it's like you're some part or someone in your family or in your bloodline had that gift. And I also saw that you have, it's going to open up more for you. You have the ability to move people, to mold them, and change them, but in a really kind of sweet way. And I don't know if you've noticed that in your life, that people say that to you, like they change around you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's going to open up more. And these two, the spirits that show themselves or that name themselves, they're going to be like instrumental in that opening up and being behind you on that. And also, I just see like colors with you. Do you like a lot of strong colors, like bright colors?
Yes.
Because I even see that like color is therapy with you, like the bright colors, not the dull or like the washed out kind of colors, like the really bright colors. They're kind of therapeutic for you. And that you may even, do you paint also?
Yes.
Right. So that whole thing is going to come together, because that's also part of your medicine. Almost like you're one of those people who can paint and heal with your paintings, with the colors that you choose, the color combinations that you use.
And did you say you got the words Llanos?
Yes.
I just looked it up. It's an Italian word for art.
Nice.
So that kind of makes sense. That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because when I looked it up,
But it's Llano, it's like the root word.
Okay.
Nice. So keep the names of those spirits, and remembering that they might actually reveal themselves with other names going forward. As you get deeper into this, they gave you these names just to show you something about their character and about how they help you. And so these three that gave you the name, they're definitely there to support you in you opening up, like Job said, opening up your medicine. And so when you're working with these kind of things, call on them frequently when you need that. Well, I mean, I see that they're standing with you anyway, but when you need that extra, when you're kind of lost in what you're doing, or you don't know what direction, I see that they're able to help with that also. So that's all I got. Nani, did you get anything else to add? Nani, if you're talking, you're muted.
No, I'm sorry.
All right. Thank you, Desiree. That's a beautiful share, by the way.
Thank you.
Very nice. So I think we had Kenisha.
Hello, this is Sudo.
Yes.
Hey, this is Mike Master. Just letting you guys know I got something. I want to jump in front of anybody, but I'm calling in and I can't raise my hand, so just keep me in mind.
We got you on the list. There's quite a few people ahead of you, by the way, just so you know. I think we have about 4 or 5 ahead, so it's not you quite yet, but we'll call you up. All right, so Kenisha, what do you have? Oh, and we can't hear you if you are talking. It looks like you're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear. Hey, Kenisha.
Okay, well, I did the homework, and the spirit that I came up with from
Oh, I think we lost you again. Kenisha?
hello?
Hello, we can hear you now.
Okay. I did my homework, and last week I got the spirit named Boss. And after I did the homework, about a few days later, me and my son was in the grocery store, and when we were in the grocery store, he was like, "Mom, there's this spirit on my game, and he's really fast, and he's really he could defeat anyone." And he said that the spirit was very dark, and that's what Chief told me, about the spirit, that he was very dark with almond eyes. And I was like, okay, well, that's very interesting, because with the homework they told us even give us signs during the waking hours, and I felt like that was one of my signs. And the day before that, I was driving. The clouds were really dark, and I happened to see almond-shaped eyes in the sky.
Nice, nice, nice. Did Chief say anything last week about who that spirit is, or what? Or was that part of what you were trying to find out this week?
I think he told me that it had the ability to help me with anything, like that. I can't distinctly too much remember, but I remember I wrote it down somewhere. But he told me that was a really good spirit to work with.
Very nice. So was that the only spirit that you got, or did you get anything else this week?
Yeah, that's the only thing that I got this week, so I wanted to share that.
Okay, very nice. Joe, did you have something?
Do you mind running through that one more time? That dream or experience?
Yeah, my son told me, we were in the store, and he told me that there was a spirit on his game, that he can defeat anyone, and that he was really fast and he was dark. And Chief told me that the spirit was really like pitch dark, with almond eyes. And I was like, oh, really? He was like, yeah. He was like, he's a really strong spirit, Mom. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I thought that really, I was like, wow. So
Mm.
it came to me during my waking hours. And the day before he told me that, I was driving and I happened to see the clouds were, it was really dark outside and there was almond shaped eyes like in the clouds. And I was like, almond shaped eyes. I was like, okay, I see you.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Does your son usually get things from your class assignments?
Huh?
Does your son usually get things from your assignments? Or is it the first time?
Well, this is the first thing from my class assignment, but I really feel as though that he's spiritually gifted because he can like he does a lot of odd things, you know. And I'd be like, where you get that from? He'd be like, I don't know. You know, it'd be kind of strange, but I'd be like, okay, well, he's kind of different from my other kids.
Do you
Well,
have him registered in? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say you have him registered in the ARC for Kids.
No, I don't have him registered. He's not with me all the time. He lives with his grandmother, so he comes over here on the weekends and like that. So I wouldn't know how that will work.
Nani.
I don't know if we got, do we have it? Oh, we do.
He has the same medicine you have. That's what I got. But the classes are on Saturdays for children from 10 to about 12. And it's on Zoom.
Okay, but he said they start at 12.
At 10 a.m.
Okay, and what's the age for it? What's the age for it?
The earliest is 6 years old. The latest
Okay.
is we go to 17 years old.
Okay. I'll look into that.
Because I see that's something that you may want to foster in him. So, because like I see him shining bright.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he'll be able, because you're taking the classes, it'll be easy for you to have a conversation with him. Easier to have a conversation with him.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's, you were describing what is a Jenna spirit. That fast, dark, defeat anybody, almond-eyed spirit.
Wow. That's awesome.
Kenisha, did you get the email that went out about the ARC for Youth?
I did.
Okay, perfect. So you know when to join the call.
I didn't see anything about a call, but it was just saying the one about the attachment.
No, there was an email that went out this week about the ARC for Youth. There's going to be a call, and Nani, you can give the details because I don't remember the date and time.
Oh yeah. I did.
Oh, you saw that one? All right, perfect. So if you're available, definitely join that call. Listen in.
I will be there, most definitely.
Awesome.
It goes into some more detail about youth, the benefits of African tradition, African spirituality and tradition for youth. And I can tell you from, the first class we did, our very first one at the beginning of the year, it was quite amazing. And the children took to it very easily and actually surprised themselves with kind of learning about some gifts that they had and that they didn't really, they might have kind of knew, but not really, or didn't realize it was a gift or was a spiritual gift. And so it was pretty fun. They had a good time. They make us laugh. It's really easy going because kids are fun and funny. But the college just give you a gist about, what the class, how the classes are, and just some other stuff that Chief likes to talk about related to African spirituality and starting children, now. But yeah, you'd enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter took the class last time around and she enjoyed it a lot. And like everybody else says about your son, he's wide open. It's like that's why he acts what you would call like a little odd, is because he's seeing it clearly. And I think sometimes it might be confusing for him that other people don't see what he sees.
Okay.
So if you can get him in the class, I think that's excellent. I can tell from having my daughter in the class, that's just, it is just, amazing for her to be able to not feel odd with the things that she gets and know that it's normal, and then learn how to control it and how to use it. So
Okay.
nice. I keep saying nice. I have to get another word. I realize I'm saying nice a million times a day.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I know, but I'm thinking I might have a little wider vocabulary than just nice. It'll come. All right. Thank you, Kanisha. That was a good share.
Thank you guys so much.
All right. Who do we have after? Santosha.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Hey, fantastic.
This is, of course, regarding the homework, of course. So I inquired about the spirit I saw, and I had one dream where I was like I was in an apartment building, right? And I was at this table, and I felt all this tension. So I thought I was like bagging up drugs or something. I don't know what it was, because I didn't look exactly at the table, but I assumed that's what I was doing. So then I decided to go. I was like, you know what? A lot of people probably see me. So let me go and situate myself, at some other place. And when I went to the other side of my apartment, it had no walls, right? And I looked out and I saw that I'm living in a war-torn country. And I don't know, it probably was like Baghdad or one of those places. And I'm seeing like shots flying all through the air and stuff like that. And I'm hearing shots all through the air. And I decided to hold onto a beam, and I'm looking down and I'm thinking to myself, how it would feel, how it would be to fall all the way down and, crash to the floor and stuff like that. So I'm dangling, outside this this building, and I decided to pull myself up. And when I stepped, it was like I stepped on the air, and the air was like it just turned solid, like I could have walked in the air or something, And I went back inside. I went to the table, and I saw this red book there. And I said, I remember seeing this red book. And I'm going through the pages and stuff, and I'm seeing all this weird type of writing. I think maybe it was like old English, but I don't know what it was. And I said, what? This was on the table all the time? And I was acting so secretive over this book. And then I looked to my right, and I saw I had a library with similar books. And they were all polished, like I'm seeing myself cleaning the books and maintaining the books and stuff like that. But it was a different time, And I just kept reading the book, but I couldn't really, myself couldn't understand it. Myself then could, so. And that was that for that dream.
And that was the only dream you had? Or did you have did you get any names?
I had no names, no nothing for that dream. No names, no nothing.
Right. Did you get any names last week?
Nope. I just saw some sort of, like, how Tinkerbell, like, from Peter Pan, like she has that one and she, it has a magic comes out, like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like It's like a starlight, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I saw this impression of like a butterfly or something. You know, it was at my job, and it was approaching this white man, and he started just giving the icon, giving this shape checks, just had a pile of checks, and said, yeah. Never got any names or anything like that. So Chief said, just focus on the image, and you know, that's what that dream led me to this dream with the red book.
Right.
Brother, did you say during the dream that the air turned solid under your feet?
Yeah, it was still the air, but when I decided to pick myself up, I just stepped in the air like it was a stairs, and it was hard.
Because I guess so. What I get initially is that whether it's your medicine or the spirits that walk with you, is that you have an ability to bring peace to chaos and a certain mastery over the elements. So like for you in that situation where you were dangling on the beam, you could have actually just walked out and just looked down upon what was going on and just silenced it all.
Hmm. So that's why I got that inclination to do that. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, they hold you. The spirits are like when you were talking about that part in the dream, and I asked who was holding you. Before you even got to that part, you said you stepped on something solid. They hold you like you can defy gravity. They hold you. Now that's something you'd love to master.
That's that's cool.
You know, walking on water or something. Just
Just the way you said it, Diab, like a certain mastery over the elements. And they were showing you, yeah. I wonder why they put the past to show you, but yeah, they were showing you. I feel like they were showing you what they've already done before in your bloodline.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I missed something because I got a call in, so. But that's all I got. That's pretty hot. That's pretty
Cool.
hot. Slash cool slash nice.
Thanks, Nani. That's nice.
Cool.
I get that you're also like that there was a spirit that showed up, although you didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the spirit that teaches you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the spirit that's instructing you.
Mm-hmm.
That has all the answers. So, you know, hence the library, the spirit was there.
So that's what the book was about.
Well,
instruction.
yes.
Right.
But it,
Sorry.
no, sorry, go ahead, Nani. You got something? Go ahead.
Nothing, I'm just the amen. I'm amening you. Go ahead.
It's okay, you can do that. Nice, Nani. Well, I was looking at what specifically that this spirit is good, and what is instructing you on specifically. And as soon as I asked that, I heard the art of war, which is interesting because it's kind of what Diop and Nani were kind of saying, that you have the ability to affect chaos.
Yes. I've transmuted a lot of people in my life.
Right. But it's what I'm saying is like this spirit is very strategic.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the spirit that will come over you with you in like a situation that is hard to get out of, and it will just direct you on how to navigate that situation with ease.
Yes.
And you know, if you've been in those situations, it might sound familiar that you don't even know how you get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It's this spirit is very what's the word? Like it's when I see it's like I'm seeing through the eyes of the spirit. It's like razor sharp vision on the
Mm.
goal. Like when I say razor sharp, it's like everything else is irrelevant because he sees exactly what path to take to get there, and he's just gonna get there. And it's not ruthless in any way. Like it's not that kind of, sometimes you might have something that is set on a path and it will just roll over everything. It's
Mm-hmm.
like this one creates a clear path. It almost looks like how do I want to describe it? Sometimes in the movies when somebody shoots an arrow and you see the arrow fly from the point of the arrow.
Like the trajectory?
Yes, but
Yeah.
they change it so you see it from the point of the arrow tip.
Understood.
So you see the air kind of flying by, but you see exactly where you're going. It's kind of like that.
Okay, I understand. Yes.
And it can get you there very fast. Without any harm, like
Right.
without anything being in the way, or without you having to cause any harm on the way. It just gets you right there to the point. Yeah, and it's part of your medicine, but it's what I'm getting to is kind of saying to you, it's kind of time for you to step up in the game.
Okay.
And get focused.
Right.
Not pay attention to too much to like the flowery, cute things around the spiritual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And get to the point with the work that you're going to do.
Right. But this program will bring me to that level, right?
What's that?
But this program will bring me to that level.
Of course, but it's all about you. It's all about how you work, how hard you work at it.
Right.
How willing you are to get down. You know what I'm saying? How willing you are to let go of that ledge and let your people carry you and just be with that and not question and getting your own way.
Yes. Okay.
Right. Nani, did you have something?
No, I'm just piggybacking off of you, being intentional, like being really intentional. Because everything she said, it was just like execute with precision. They give you this foresight so that you're able to execute with precision. That require you to trust and know what you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, have them carry you, have them like back you up.
Right.
That will definitely develop in the classes. Stay focused.
Cool. Will do.
See you. See you, Santosha.
Cool, man. I have another one. I'm in this apartment, right? And the whole living room is cleared out and everything. And there's all these African people in there, maybe like about 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 6 or 7, right? Standing to the right. They're all like men and they're dressed in the West African garb, right? Like, when you go in to get the baptism and they take you out to the sea, that's how I was baptized. They take you out to the sea and do all that. And so they had this lady, she's a priestess, and she sits in the corner at this round table. And her garb is white and blue. And she has this, those graduation hats, with the tassel. She had something like that, but it was designed differently and it was all gold, I said, wow, that's a very interesting hat. And she's just looking at me, just looking at me. That's not with any kind of intent, or just looking at me like I'm like a magnet or something, And everybody's just there waiting and stuff, standing in line. And this person comes out. He looks maybe like around 20 something, you know. This African youth comes out, and this mist comes out of nowhere, and he comes out to the mist, and he comes right to my face, like he's just stepped straight to my face. I'm like, yo, what's your problem? You know what I'm saying? And he steps straight to my face, and he's, you know, just watching me, grilling me intently, just watching me with this intensity. And I got mad, and I punched him on the side of his head. And then we both start fighting, clap, 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 just. And I started feeling bad. I didn't want to do that, but like, he just pulled this rage out of me. And we were just fighting. And nobody's doing nothing. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody, the mist just, and then I just woke, the mist just like engulfed us. And then I just woke up. But I remember the lady, she just there watching everything. She had a crystal ball and everything like that. I said,
Did you sign up for Shrine class yet?
Yeah, I already did. I already gave my.
Right. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect, because I know you had a question. I didn't see you respond to it. So just making sure that you get in there, because you do need to. That's what that was pointing at.
Oh, the shrine.
Right. And that spirit that came up to you, he's pointing out what you need to work at. Because I'm getting that you people are very adamant that it's not time to play.
Right.
That it's time for you to really step up, like in all of your I don't want to say weaknesses, because that's not what they're saying. It's more like all of those little excuses that you make to yourself.
Okay.
It's done. Like no more. There's no time for that anymore. It's time for you to. It's kind of like pointing to what the other dream was saying too. That it's time for you to clean up. And he was really showing you where there is a weakness for you.
Right.
That you have. It's when challenged. Whatever it is that challenge you, you have a tendency to let go of what you know and go into the frenzy, however that may look. Not necessarily, fist fighting. It looks more like it's something in your mind where you just kind of go, oh, forget it. Almost like something, I shouldn't be doing this, or it's not good for me, but then something would trigger you and you go, to hell with what I know, I'm just going to do anything.
Right.
It's kind of like a randomness that gets pulled out of you sometimes, and that's not good. Like that needs to, it's time for that to kind of die out.
Yeah, I would like it too.
Right.
I wouldn't mind for them.
Because that what you carry, you can't be in the position where when somebody comes to challenge you, you lose it. So they're pointing towards that you have to find that stability now, and not allow yourself to not stay stable, basically, just because you get because something is irritating you. I hope that makes sense. I feel like
no, I understand.
Using the right words for it, but it's kind of like they're telling you to grow up. Is the bottom line? They're saying like, now you grow now, let go of all of that, because now we have you on the path, and on this path there is no room for you specifically. With the medicine that you carry, there is no room for you to not be mature. Wholly and completely mature, and that what they mean is like spiritually mature. There's no room for you to black out. Actually, that's what they're showing me, that you black out sometimes, or your awareness blacks out.
That's true. Sometimes.
Right. And there's no room for that. You have to get to know that person. That's why he came to challenge you, to show that still exists, even though you think that you have control over it. It's still there, and it needs to be dealt with. It needs to come to awareness, basically.
I mean, I know exactly what the root is. You know, it's that the root is trauma. So
Right.
that's why I said I know definitely what the root is, and the root is trauma. You know, so until I could subdue that, overcome that, you know, everything I do. I mean, because all through my life, people always say, "Oh, this dude is not aggressive," but they always say that um I'm competitive.
Right.
You know, people know me as a highly competitive person. You know, I guess things got turned for the worse a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why you will see that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. And they got you. Like they're not coming to say that you're on your own. They come to say they got you, and they see you, and they see what you're doing, and they're just coming to remind you that this is where you need to be to address all of that.
Right.
You know, the old lady, she's just kind of sitting back. She comes across as she's just waiting right now, observing you as you getting to that point. She'll step forward once you've overcome.
Right.
And the spirit that came to challenge you, that one is here so that you can work on it. He's here to show you exactly what it is and where to go to resolve that. So he'll come back as you do this work. You know, the one thing that is inevitable doing this work for everybody is that everything will come up at some point, even things you thought you dealt with.
Right.
But the difference is that you now have the tools to deal with them, that you now have the system that can deal with it in a way that you can't even imagine.
No, I can't imagine.
No, you can't. And you don't even have to. So, you know, for now, he just came to make you aware. That's
Because I'm
all.
not gonna lie, I felt bad. Like when I woke up and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I felt bad. You know, but it's just something that triggered. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But just remember, he didn't come to make you feel bad.
Right.
So, you know, it's not for you to feel bad about. He came to show you that this is one of the pieces that they're working with you on.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
he came to show you that it's time, like you're going to have the tools to deal with it now. You're going to get all the rituals or whatever is necessary for you to
Cool.
work on that. So, you know, he just came to show you that you're in the right place for that now. And
Cool.
this is really the major thing that is blocking you. And it's going to be dealt with. That's what I'm getting.
Cool.
So,
Because my weakness is my trauma. I
right.
could be doing great. I know what it is to be successful in this world, you know, especially in America when you have 10 white people telling you can't do this and you can't do that and questioning everything. I know what it's all about to rise to the occasion and, you know, and be successful, you know, and help your people up and stuff like that. But, you know, there's always that one straw, you know, that breaks the camel's back. You understand? And it's that one straw that I have to be able to endure.
So you're not going to have to be able to endure it. That I promise you. You know, not to take too much time with the class. You know, I don't mind having a conversation with you out of class, but you know, trauma is something that I definitely know and dealt with, and I can say that, and Nani knows this too. You know, even just this weekend, or last weekend it was, I received some messages from dreams that resulted in a couple of yara-yaras, and I can tell you that those yara-yaras that I did more to remove the effect of the trauma on me than anything I've done in the past, like 40 years. And, you know, saying that, you know, I'm only 44, but I've always looked to deal with my traumas. Like that has been something I've always done through reading different books and trying different systems and meditations and whatever, you know, awareness and all that kind of thing. And I can tell you that with this in your back pocket to support all of that, it is not the same fight anymore.
Hmm.
So all you have to do is just know that what you're dealing with is being dealt with. They just come to show you that that is what it is, that is going to be worked on, and that you have the spirit and you're going to have the tools to deal with it in an entirely different way.
Hmm.
So there's nothing really for you to do at this moment with that.
Hmm. You know, the funny thing, after that dream, the next day, I was mad the whole day. I couldn't even get out of that mood. I was just mad the whole day. Whole day. And I think that makes sense. I think that's what it was.
Right.
Subtle inside was, challenged on that level. It's like, you have that that motivator, that chips away the rough edges. You think what I'm saying? I see the greatness in you. I think that's what that spirit was doing. So he gave me that. So that's what it was. All right. I understand.
Right. And just something for you to remember, when you get to a point where, you wake up a dream or whatever it is, you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Remember that you have been given ways to change how you feel or change your way of being. If you remember earlier in the course, you called on spirits with certain characteristics.
Right.
And so the next time that happens, just remember that you can use that, because it's not useful to you to walk around the whole day being angry.
No, it's not.
Right. And so use that exercise, go back to it and call on one of those spirits, whoever you called on then that gave you a good way of being. Call on that. Or if you don't know what to call on, just call on your spirits to give you a way of being that is not this, that is functional and that is working. Right.
Yeah, that's where the blackout happens. Yeah.
Right. So just use your spirits, just call on them, invoke your spirits and tell them what you need. Always.
Will do.
Awesome. Nani, Joe, did you have anything else?
It sounds like you covered all bases.
No, I don't have anything to add to that. It's gonna be sweet, Santosha. The shift, it'll be sweet. I promise.
All right, I trust your word, man. I trust your word.
You won't have to figure. You won't have to figure anything out. So you don't worry about it. Just be present and be aware. So you continue to do your self-awareness ritual. That is like the hugest thing that I think the classes we have gotten as of late, because it puts you so much more present to how your ancestors are moving. And so they were, like you said, they were just showing you. And so they'll show you in other ways, but it'll be sweet and it'll be beneficial. It won't like take you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't worry.
Cool. Thank you.
Again, nice. Nani, give me another word.
Cool. I just don't like the way I say it, so I can't say that.
Yeah. Fabulous.
So acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosha.
Bless.
All right, let me see who we got. We got Jasmine.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine.
All right. So, I have about 4 dreams that I can share. I'm a very frequent dreamer. I have anywhere between like 3 to 5 dreams per night. So I just chose these dreams because I think they are relevant to the homework assignment that we did. Okay, so first, I would like to say that on last Friday, I was over a friend's house, and she has a cat, and I'm not really fond of cats, but I noticed that the cat was like glued to me that entire day. I spent the day with her. And then on the next day, Saturday, I asked about a spirit that revealed itself to me that walks with me named Aphrodite. And later on that night, I had a dream that I was staying in a hotel room. And then my Babalawo contacted me via text message. And he told me that he knew who was attacking me. And he said that that the person was staying in the same hotel room with me. Then he sent me a picture of the lady. It looked like an older lady from she was African descent. And then after that, a little boy came, knocked at the door, and I opened it. And because I didn't know who he was, I hurried up and shut the door. And that was the end of that dream.
All right. Yep, Nani, did you get anything? Do you want to hear it again?
I so missed that dream, Jazz. I heard Babalawo.
You said you can hear it?
Do you want to do it one more time, Jasmine?
I'm repeating it one more time for me.
Okay. So I was staying in a hotel room, and while I was there, my Babalawo sent me a text message saying that he knew who was attacking me. He said that it was a lady, and he sent me a picture of her. And the lady, I can barely see her face, but it was like a lady of African descent. And then a little boy came and knocked on the door, and I opened it. And once I saw that I didn't know the little boy, I hurried up, and I shut the door. And then that was the end of that dream.
Okay.
Have you been experiencing, I guess for lack of a better term, unfortunate events or things that just don't seem to go right lately?
Yes, for a very long time now.
Have you had a divination with Chief yet?
I've had a few since we started this class.
Okay. Anything come up around this issue or the issues that you've been having?
Let me think. I get so many divinations. Trying to think. He did mention something about he gave me a ritual to do to pray against my enemies, my competition for my business, which is my cousin. And I do have a Babalawo that I work with, and he did mention to me that a few readings ago, maybe a couple of months ago, that I was under spiritual attack.
Right. Did you do the ritual that Chief gave you yet?
I did.
Okay. And what's did you notice any difference after you did the ritual? Or actually, how long ago was it?
It was pretty recently, like within the last week.
Oh, got it. Got it.
And another thing is I've been having to sleep with the light on. My Babalawo told me that it was whoever it is, or it's like a group of people that are attacking me, and they're like sending bad spirits to interfere with my life at nighttime. So I've been having to sleep with the light on to keep those bad spirits away.
Right. Nania and Diop, I don't know if you get anything else, but I get that it's probably a good idea to have another divination around that, like just around this issue specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest.
Mhm.
Because it looked like whatever you did is not enough, is what I got. It's not going to be enough to address it.
The ritual he gave you was a yara yara, Jasmine, or no?
Yes.
And you had that dream before you did a yara yara or after?
I had it before, but I don't think that Chief picked up on this when he was referring to my enemies, because my cousin is, well, she's Christian, like she's not into any of this stuff. So he mentioned my cousin, who she was previously my business partner, and we had to split ways because of some betrayal that took place. And so he gave me a yara yara to deal with that. But what the Babalawo told me is that it's a group of people that are attacking me that have some sort of spiritual powers. But that's not what Chief picked up on.
Do you have your star raised yet?
I did a few years back, but I don't have my talisman anymore. I need to get a new one.
Right.
Yeah, since that star is is probably weak because you haven't been doing any maintenance on it.
Okay. Okay, so
I
I
would
should just,
definitely have divination to look into that. Just the attack and also the condition of your star as well.
okay.
Did you lose the talisman or did you just discarded it in some way?
I lost it.
And in terms of what you got to protect yourself, I get that that's just the first step in what needed to be done. Like sometimes when you get things from Chief, he will see the full picture, but he's not going to always mention everything, because he'll give you what you need at the time to, release something. And then, there's a next step. Like sometimes with some of these things, just like with your star raising, there might be yara yaras that need to clear the way before you can raise your star.
Mm-hmm.
And the same with issues like this. There are little things that needs to be cleared out that you need to do before, he'll look at if he needs to go in with the bigger thing. So
Okay.
yeah. And if we get him on the call, he might be able to tell you the same thing. But yeah, I get that it's time for a divination on this issue specifically.
Okay. Okay. I felt like that as well. All right. Are you guys ready for my second dream? Are you guys ready for my second dream? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So in this dream, this dream is really strange, by the way. I went to an event with my sister Jillian and my friend Marissa. At this event, it was a group of us. We were sitting up in this room by the window on the top level, and we all looked out the window, and we saw that there was a group of women who were standing by the curb. And this one lady in particular, she just pulled her pants down and she just urinated right in the street. And after that, like, we were all talking about it, and we were just like, what is she doing? Why wouldn't she go use the bathroom, or why wouldn't she at least go behind the building and use the bathroom? Why would she just, expose herself in public? So after that, my sister invited me to a party. So we both left and we went to our separate ways to our cars so that we could follow each other. And inside of my car, there was my friend's cat, and the cat, I was trying to get her cat out of my car, but the cat was like refusing to leave. And so I finally got the cat out of the car, and I rolled up the windows so the cat couldn't get back in, and the cat was like fighting to get back in my car. And then that was the end of that dream.
You mind going over the first part again?
The first
With
part.
later? Right, just the first part.
Okay. Okay. So it was just me, my sister, and my friend. We were went to an event, and we went inside the building. We went up to the top level. We were like in this room closest. And we were like all looking out the window, and we saw a group of ladies. They were like standing beside the curb. And one lady, she pulled her pants down, and she just basically urinated like in the street. And then we were just all talking about it. Everybody that watched from the window, we were all talking about it, and we were saying, well, why would she do that? Why wouldn't she use the bathroom or at least go behind the building or something? That was the first part of that dream.
Right. And that was a dream that you got related to the homework, like finding your spirit.
This was the same. So this was the same day. These are the two dreams. The first one that I told you, I don't know if it's related. I don't know what the spirits are trying to tell me. But this specific day, I called on Aphrodite, the spirit that walks with me. So I don't know how it relates, what they're trying to tell me, or what. But this is just what I got.
That was the initial name you got in the previous assignment, Aphrodite?
Yes,
and
so
then you called
last
on that
week,
spirit.
to see how she can best serve me. And this is what I got that day.
Okay.
So I don't know. Yeah.
What did you say? What was your invocation? I mean,
I
bring
just
forth the
called on
spirit.
my ancestors, and I asked them to show me how the spirit that walks with me, Aphrodite, can best serve me in my life.
Perfect. I immediately got something about distraction and warning. Let's see.
Yeah, I got that image was a distraction as well because I'm looking at what happened behind them, or like that she wasn't seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that the cat had the answer.
Mm-hmm.
You said I thought the cat had the answer?
No, that the cat had the answer.
Oh, and I was trying to get away from the cat, and I was.
Because so far in both of your dreams, there's an element that carries the message that carries it directly to you, but you kind of like push it away.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, it's like you actually know what it is. You just don't want to hear it because it's going to address something in you that you don't want to look at. That's what I'm getting.
That can be a lot of things.
Right.
It's a lot of things.
Right.
I don't know. And the Friday before then, I was at my friend's house, and I don't really care for cats. So I just thought it was strange that the cat was like up under me the entire day. And then I had that dream the next day with the cat in it, but I was pushing the cat away. So.
Yeah, this dream is talking about, is warning you about being distracted from what you know. Like people, from what you know, know that you know, is when you're in conversation with people or things occur and you're having conversations with people, it can take you off track of what you know because of, like, not to be influential, because of what they're saying. Regardless of what
Okay.
anybody else is saying, you can't be distracted from what you get. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to hold true to that what you get, period. Unequivocally, no wavering. But they're warning you against being distracted from what you know.
Okay.
Now, they include to not have any expectations on what it's supposed to look like because it's going to come in different forms. You know, your messages and the communications that you're going to receive and the instructions. You know, so don't hold on to, I guess, any expectations on what it's supposed to or what you think it may look like. Because your aversion to one thing could, you know, easily cause you to be distracted to where you may miss what it is your people are trying to tell you or show you or guide you to.
Okay. So the self-awareness ritual that'll help me to be able to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. If there's not anything else I can tell you guys my next stream.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So in this stream, I was over at my friend's house. Her name is Tia, and and it was her friend Arisha was also there as well. So we were all sitting in the living room. Each of us were sitting on our own couch, and then there was a coffee table in between us. We were like kind of all facing each other. They weren't paying. Oh, so I was actually laid back on the couch with my feet propped up by a pillow. Before I even get into the dream, I meant to mention on this specific day, I called on a spirit that walks with me named Markel, which means God of War. So back to the dream. So we were all sitting on our own couches. I was laid back, and then I had my feet propped up by this pillow. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't see the spirit at this time, but a spirit lifted up my feet by this pillow and then threw the pillow at my friend Tia. But neither one of them were paying any attention, so they didn't see that it wasn't me that threw the pillow. So then I said, you guys have I was like, Tia, you have a ghost in your apartment. And then they laughed at me. So I just brushed it off, and then I went to get the pillow, and then I lay back again, and I put the pillow under my feet. And this time they were paying attention, and the spirit did the same thing. It lifted up my feet with the pillow, and this time it threw it at the girl, Arisha, and they saw that I didn't do it. So then they were all shocked. And then after that, I saw these shadow spirits. They looked like they were pirates. And they were like, I could see them like fighting on the wall. I could see the shadow of them fighting on the wall. And that was the end of that dream.
I get that spirit is going to go to war for you, to go and address people who you can't see are not in your best interest.
Okay.
Yeah, you can identify your enemies.
Right.
So I was going to ask is how is your relationship with those two?
These two spirits? Oh, these two
No.
these two females. Oh, well, one of them, so Tia, she's actually my friend, but the other girl is her friend. So my friend Tia, we've been friends for a while. We have a pretty decent relationship, but there's been times where I question our friendship.
Huh. You know the old adage, what is it? Keep your friends closer, keep your enemies
Enemies
closer
closer. Yep.
type of situation. I would say
Uh,
just keep an eye on that relationship
okay.
between with them two and you, because there might be something there that the spirit is trying to get you to see, and that's why I keep like tossing something at them.
Okay.
And that's really in general how that spirit's going to show up for you. Also, that's going to be one of the spirits that come to warn you.
Okay.
You know, as you do more of this work, that's the spirit who's going to ring the alarm and say, "Hey, you need to be attentive.
Okay.
You need to." Yeah, it's one of the spirits that's going to take you into being aware, but it's specifically going to be around you being protected,
Okay.
about you being, you know, when and where to be cautious. So as you get to know the spirit, you're not going to have to be worried about people, because the spirit will tell you, and all you have to do is just listen.
Okay.
And it has a lot of other parts to it too. Mostly to do with protecting you when you are completely unaware. Also,
Okay.
like preventing things from happening. You know, preventing people from, if they have any thoughts or they speak anything in your direction, that spirit's going to be on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Joe, did you get anything else on that too?
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
So nice. So remember that name for when you get protective rituals to do at some point.
Okay.
You know? or when you need to when you need to have somebody watching your back, basically.
Okay. I feel like that's all the time.
It's not always going to be like that. Trust me. That
Okay.
that's going to be resolved.
Yes, I've been dealing with spiritual attacks for a long time. So.
Right.
All right.
That's why you need to get that divination with Chief.
Okay. All right. So my last dream, on this specific day, I called on a spirit that revealed itself to me last week, named Derek, and Derek means the people's ruler. Okay. In this dream, I was at my uncle's house, and I was cooking in the kitchen, and then I went to lay down in the bedroom. And then after I went into the bedroom, a lady came to me to nurse me. She said that I was dehydrated, and she gave me some water to drink. And then suddenly she just poured water all over me. And she poured so much water that it flooded the floor. So after this, I went into the kitchen. I saw that the kitchen caught on fire. And my uncle and his friend, they were sitting in the living room area. So my uncle, his friend, my uncle, his name is Michael. His friend, his name is Charles. I don't know if that matters. And myself, and then the lady that was nursing me, I didn't get her name. We all proceeded to leave out of the apartment. And as I was leaving out, I was trying to grab like a few important documents. So after we left out, of course, it set off the alarm in the whole entire apartment building. So all the residents were scattered out in the hallway, and the smoke had came from out the apartment, and it was traveling throughout the hallways. And the smoke was, I noticed that the smoke was following behind people, but I saw some of the smoke that was following behind people, it was shaped like a spirit. And I asked the lady that was nursing me, did she see those spirits that were shaped like I mean the smoke that was shaped like spirits falling behind the people? And she said yes. And then we went out into the lobby area, and then I saw my uncle Michael. He was distressed, and he was crying in the lobby area.
Right. Just
Have you signed up for the P2 class already? Sure.
I have not. I know that I must do so. I'm not working right now. I just quit my job. So I'm just waiting for the income to come in so I can be able to sign up.
all right. Email our question with that information.
You said email a question?
Our question inbox, yeah, and I'll help you work through that to
Okay.
get into P2.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the only other thing that I get is that a cleansing bath is in your future, and
I'm
the
sorry, I couldn't hear the first part.
cleansing bath,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, is in your future, and your peoples need a place to go, you know, because I just see them wandering, because it's like in this fire that's around you, they're wandering. They don't have a centralized location. It's like a safe spot that everybody can go to.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Okay.
think that your shrine will help with that a lot, to
Okay.
give them that place that they can go to, where they can then begin working to put out those fires.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
I
got
mean,
nothing really to add to it.
mhm. Yeah, that's all that I get.
Okay. Well,
Mm.
that's all that I have.
Let's see, I'm just trying to look at what that spirit for the assignment, what that spirit is doing for you.
Yeah.
Did you get something on that, Nani?
Yeah, to look at it a little bit more.
Right.
Initially, the first thing I heard was protection.
Right.
Mm.
But I kind of get that part of that is, you know, as you come to build a shrine, that spirit is kind of going to be somewhere at the head of your people, like your ancestors. But
Say
until
that the head.
yeah, at the head,
Oh,
sort of
okay.
like until there is a place for them, he can't do what he came to do in this, like that, because everybody is scattered.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of, so they're kind of looking to you, like he's with you to allow you to lead the people, which is basically what you do when you create your shrine. You know, you're leading that whole coming together of your ancestors. So he's going to be behind you on that. like I see like a gathering almost of like gathering up the people who are missing, gathering up everybody to come.
Yeah.
And it's gonna require you to clean up like all of these things that are coming up in your dreams, like all of that, it needs to be cleaned up during this process. It is part of something that's sort of standing in your way, and once it's cleaned up, once you are cleansed of all the things that are, you know, attacking you, and all the things that are not in order, like it just looks disorderly. Once that is aligned, then the path is kind of clear. So I'm kind of saying, don't be surprised for P2 if you know, like you just said, you're having trouble, you just, you know, lost your job or whatever. Don't be surprised if P2 is going to be a little challenging for you up until you get your shrine. And just stay focused and stay in contact with your Kareem, who will be able to guide you through these things that are happening, because they're all part of that clearing. You know, don't get disheartened. Don't say, oh, I can't do this because XYZ. Like you have to, like, I think it was Nani or Diop said that you have to put your expectations to the side and really just see how your spirits work for you to make things happen. I hope that made sense.
Sure. Yeah, it does. So is this something that most of us will be dealing with? Scattered, you know, our ancestors being scattered all over the place, or is it until
looks
they get the
different for
shrine?
everybody. It looks different for everybody. So everybody has some sort of work to do.
Okay.
You know, to get the shrine. That's really what like P1 is all about. All these things that you're starting to get to know and starting to get to see, you know, doing the awareness rituals and getting to know your spirits. That's all about you finding out what needs to be resolved. And for some people, it's kind of like a straight line because they don't have too much that needs to be worked on so that the shrine can be created. But once the shrine is created, on the other hand, they have a lot of work to do. Whereas for other people, there's a lot of work that needs to be done before the shrine, because it's like part of the initiation, if that makes sense. And so for some people, most of the initiation happens before the shrine, and for other people, it happens after the shrine.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So, you know, I don't know if you saw the email I sent out too. That's why I alluded to that in the email. Like, don't get disheartened if things start looking super crazy, like especially first half before you get the shrine, because that's just your people. Like, they're now like gearing up to be in order. If that makes sense. So it's like everything that was swept under the carpet is now coming out because they're doing the real cleanse and organizing of everything. So, and in your case, I see that happening before you can get the shrine.
You said you see it happening, things getting cleaned up before I get my shrine?
Right, I'm seeing it happening already. Like it's already started happening. Right, that is what's happening right now. So you might find that, you know, first of all, like it's the financial thing, because that's the easiest way to distract you. You know, it's the easiest way, but it's also the easiest way to illustrate to you how they work. Because every single one of us, like when it comes to finances, we don't play, you know, like if you don't have money, you can't live. And we're so stuck in our, like we have a tendency to fall back on old behavior. As soon as we don't have money, we drop everything we do. We drop our spiritual work. We drop everything. We fall back on the old way of being, which is just like scrambling like crazy to make some money. And at this point, they're trying to show us that there's no reason to scramble because we got you. And the only way for you to really get that is to experience it. So, you know, I can share that when I was about to build my shrine, I had nothing. Like everything, I had nothing. I was there like 2 weeks before building the shrine going, I don't even know how I'm going to get down. I wasn't in Atlanta at the time. I was in Maryland. And I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to get down there. I don't even know how I'm going to get all the items. I just don't have, like, I can't see that finance coming in or anything. And you know, as I drew closer, you know, and I was told, you know, just focus on doing it, it will all be resolved. It was. And since then, I've been shown time and time again, you know, focusing on the work, they got you covered, like in ways that you can't imagine. And you can't, even if somebody tells you how things worked out, you won't understand it until it happens to you, until you allow to go through that. And once you've kind of gone through that, that builds a sort of maturity in you and a sort of stability and knowing and a trust in the people, the ancestors you have around you that you need to be able to be the shrine keeper, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. In the last divination I had with Chief, he told me that, well, he basically can confirm something that I thought, but I wasn't sure, but I thought I was supposed to quit my job. I felt like my ancestors were nudging me, but I just kept thinking about, oh, I have to pay to go to school, I have to pay for the P2 class, and everything else I had to, you know, I had to pay for it, still do. So I was kind of waiting like for a definite, what I thought would be a definite sign, like, you know, some other opportunity to present itself so that I can leave. But then when I spoke with Chief, he said that no, like when they were nudging you to like walk out and leave your job, that you were supposed to go. They had like a open window of opportunity for me. So that makes a lot of sense.
Right. And what
So
happens is when you don't listen is they'll take that and then they
yeah,
won't have an opportunity for you.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they'll just take everything away so that there's nothing for you to do but to just, you know, they'll take you to a space where you can't do anything.
yeah,
So that sounds about right. But you're
yeah.
in good company. Trust me,
Okay.
most of us have been through it. Yeah, on Sunset.
Yeah. Wow.
I think the same thing has happened to every single one of us in some shape or form. You know,
Okay.
it's just your people trying to first of all get your attention, and then also at the same time they're solving a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. He told me that basically like my whole life is being flipped, turned upside down so they can improve it, but they're doing it in a way so that I don't panic.
Right.
So yeah. But I quit my job now. So I don't know if that window of opportunity is near, but I do feel much better. I feel like I made the right decision. I'm in a space where I can do the things that I feel like I need to do.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. And you'll see that it's definitely a good decision. You know, you did it. And hold on, I'm just seeing unsunset types of it. Yeah, hold on for the ride. Hold on to your hat is what I usually say because it's going to be a ride, but it's going to
Okay.
be a good one.
Okay.
Right. So
Prayers up.
right, and just be in communication. You know, don't sit by yourself like when something happens and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with this. You know, communicate with your
Mm-hmm.
Kareem, reach out to us.
Okay. Okay.
We'll get you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Nani Diop, did you have anything to add?
No, thank you, Jasmine.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Thanks.
All right, so I think we had Michael Masters next on the phone.
Hello?
Hi.
Hear you.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling over. I'm actually driving right now. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna jump back a little bit to the assignment we had a couple of weeks ago. We had to ask our ancestors what spirits are in our lineage, and hello.
Yes, we're listening.
Okay, and on one night I had a dream. I had two dreams, and I was calling on the on my mother's side, and I woke up with an image of the rapper Snoop Dogg in my head, and it had a song playing in the background. And so what I did was I looked up his real name, and his birth name is Calvin Cordozar Broadus, and the name is the first name is a French surname, which means little bald one. Cordozar is a combination of two words. Cordo, which means a cord, lace, or ribbon, or fine material worn as an ornament. And Tsar, what I found out was it had two definitions. It was a Iranian word, which means a ruler, and a set of religious beliefs and practices out of northern Africa that deals with possession, particularly of a female. And the last word, the last name was Broadus, which is a Anglo-Saxon word, what basically means broad or wide. And okay, that was the first dream. The second dream I had was about a little girl. Well, I was sitting at a table with my wife, and there was a little girl in the dream with us, and she had on a pink dress, and she was probably about 2 or 3 years old. And I got up to go and get the girl something to eat, and so my wife was like, asking what I was going to get her to eat. Well, I was going to get her some applesauce and some other little trinkets and some little juice or something like that. So my wife was like, no, you need to get her some real food. You got to get her some spaghetti or something like that. Or better yet, you need to just take her with you and get her some lunch. And so that was that dream. So fast forward to the exercise for this week, where we had to ask our ancestors how can those spirits be utilized. So this past week, around the 31st, I had a dream that there were 3 childhood friends that were with me sitting at this table, and it was a seafood boil that they were having. It was like a fish fry / crab boil. And so one of my friends named Jimmy Wilson, he passed away a few months ago, but he was in the dream. And so he came to me and told me, he said, Mike, he said, I wasn't going to invite you to this gathering because I know that you are allergic to seafood, which I really am allergic to seafood. But you're my dude, so you had to be here. So that was the dream I had, in which I asked, how could those spirits be utilized? And I had 2 other dreams as well, and I'll get to those later. But what do you guys have on that?
Right. And thank you, by the
So,
way. I think we're all looking. There was a lot in there.
Hmm.
so
That
for the
first.
first two dreams, I'm
Go
sorry, go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry, say that again.
For were those first two dreams a part of this homework as well?
The first two dreams were from the assignment before this one, but I had to go back and tell you about those in order to tie into this the assignment for this week.
Because what I get is that like you basically come down a long line of like powerful like if people who have a very strong medicine, and that that
Okay.
you have spirits that are gonna work with you to get you in possession of that medicine, to repossess that medicine, or to basically remember who you are. That's like kind of what I got from the those first two, and it's like they're gonna be with you every step, going through even your adversity, whatever adversities
Okay.
that may befall you, that they're gonna be there walking with you and working with you to achieve that, which will happen.
Okay.
Nani, you got something? I'm still looking.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Nani.
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, it was me.
So for that, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, was that you, Diop? Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, do you remember what the gathering was about?
I don't remember what the gathering was about. All I know is it was like a get together, old friends getting together, and it was like we were having like I said, a seafood boil, and like I said, my friend told me that he wasn't going to invite me because he knew that I was allergic to shellfish, but I had to be there.
Tell me his name again. The guy who had recently passed. That's your friend that invited you. What is his name? Jimmy?
His name is Jimmy Wilson. You want to tell it to you again?
No.
Okay.
So I get the image that this celebration or get the gathering is like occurring on a bluff, and they're pointing towards the sea.
Okay.
Like you're gonna go, like what your a lot of what you need is going to be across the ocean, like pointing towards the motherland.
Okay.
And it's like, even though you might be allergic to creatures that come out of the sea, it's like that's basically where they're pointing you to. So you don't need to be, you don't need to be weary because they got you.
Right.
because it's going to look like it may seem unfavorable. Some things may seem unfavorable, but it's really going to work out in your benefit, acquiring your inheritance, so to speak.
Mhm.
Okay.
What are the how is your friend Jimmy? The character, his characteristics. I'm getting that he's a guide. It's the spirit of like Jimmy favors the characteristics that he had just to lead you and guide you to acquire this inheritance. What are his characteristics?
Say that one more
Jimmy.
time.
What are Jimmy's characteristics? How is he?
He's a very outgoing guy. Very very outspoken. Um, Says what's on his mind at all times. He had no filter.
Mhm.
When we were younger, he was he was kind of out there in the streets a lot. But as he got older, he cleaned his act up and handled his business a little bit better than he used to. But yeah, he's very, like I said, he's a very outgoing, very outspoken person. Said what was on his mind. He had no filter at all, and he would give you the shirt off his back. If he could help you, he would.
Yeah, that's exactly how they describe him, as relentless.
Mm.
This spirit is relentless and will have you be unstoppable in the face of adversity. And so it's gonna push you, like push you beyond what you think your limits are.
Okay.
And so it's gonna have you actually be very successful. Because when you go beyond what you think your limits are, then it's success on the other side. It'll have you be unstoppable in the face of what occurs to you as adversity.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like welcoming you in, like welcoming you to the tribe, so to speak, welcoming you to this part, this part of your journey
Okay.
to level up. That's why in the dream he said, and I got that initially, and he said, I wasn't going to invite you, but I invited you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Speaks to let me get the right word. It's like it speaks to the level of tenacity and maturity that you have to be able, I hate to say endure, but to be able to master whatever it is you need to master.
Right. Okay.
Because essentially your inheritance is the medicine that's in your bloodline. You have to be a particular way and be consistent in ritual in order for those doors to begin to open up, to reveal themselves to you, to show you exactly how to get there or exactly how to access it. Now that's hot. Yeah.
Great. I have two other dreams, which is very brief.
And it's to the same
And
final. Mike?
so, yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Right. So, one of the dreams, okay, and the other part of the assignment that we were given this week, I didn't have any other spirits to inquire about. So he asked us to ask our ancestors what other spirits are in our lineage. So I asked that on my about my father's side of the family, and so I had a dream that I was sitting in a house, and I was looking out the door, and there was a black SUV that pulled up, and out of the SUV on the passenger side there was a woman, an elder woman that got out of the SUV, and she had on she had on a red dress. The dress was in sequins, so sequins red, and she had a hat, a matching hat, was also sequins, and shoes. And there were two older gentlemen that were accompanying her. And both of them had on tuxedos, black bow ties, and they had a matching vest that was of the same color as the dress that the woman was wearing. And so they started walking toward the door, and the woman saw me and started smiling. That was the first dream. The second dream was basically similar to the first. Sitting at the house, SUV pulls up, and the comedian Kevin Hart gets out of the SUV, and he's dressed like Neo as Matrix. He's got on a black trench coat, black shirt, black pants, black shades, and he was being accompanied by a woman who also had on all black. And let me see. I looked up his name, but I can't find it right now. Let me see. Yeah, I cannot find his name right now, but I looked it up. But those are all the dreams. Those are all the dreams I had for this week. Oh, wait a minute. I did find it. Here it is. The word Kevin is Irish, means noble birth. Darnell is a French surname in place, meaning open. That's his middle name. And Hart is Middle English, Old English, meaning hart, meaning stag or male red deer.
I was going to ask you something from that came
Sure.
from the first dreams. Have you, at any point in your life, ever considered or have you done like community work? I see like protective work in the community.
Say that one more time.
Have you considered at some point in your life, or have you done like work for the community, like work in the community that is geared around like protecting the community?
No.
Yes, Lutap.
Well,
Yes.
years ago, I used to be when I was a member of the Shrine of the Black Madonna.
Mhm.
I used to be a part of the security force called the Maccabees.
Right, because I saw something around that in that's part of your medicine,
Mhm.
to be a protective force in the community, to protect. But I saw that it had to do with children
Okay.
specifically in the community, and so that's why I was curious. Have you considered, are you drawn towards like protecting children specifically, or like?
I've never thought about that before.
Interesting. Because I saw it very clearly with the other dream that it's pointing towards that
Okay.
you're going to be part of like restoring community, but more as in protective guys, if that makes sense. Like that's something that's going to come back, basically.
Okay.
But it's going to become much clearer, like what your part is in that.
Okay.
And you'll design it. You won't necessarily essentially be joining something per se, but you'll design it or orchestrate it.
Right.
It'll come from you.
Okay.
Right. So I just wanted to add that because I saw it very clearly, and they were pushing
Okay.
to let you know that part of what you were being shown is that. And from the second part, I saw it pointing towards your shrine. Just remember black and red.
Black and red. Okay.
Right, for shrine class, because I see that coming back.
Okay. Got it. Well, that's all I have.
What I get from the woman and the man, the spirit's coming when she's smiling at you because she knows that, she's happy about the work you're doing, and she's happy about coming home.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And kind of like there's a knowing behind her smile also, not just like a happy I'm coming home. It's like a happy and you'll see. It's a little bit of that. It's like and you'll see, like you can't even fathom. But I know. I'm almost like, and some part of her, it seems a little cheeky, like it's almost like they say, yeah, baby, it's on.
Yeah. That's described.
Right.
That too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's coming because she's going to be like instrumental in like it. Yeah,
Yes.
I can't even describe it. I can't even say everything that's going to be like different.
Okay.
But yeah, she's got a nice spirit on her. She's cheeky. But yeah, you in particular, like it's just not going to look anything like you could ever imagine. And it's not going to happen like instantaneously with the shrine, but it's going to begin to happen with the shrine. Then, I know we say this often, like you can't even imagine who you're going to be as you're going through this, but for you in particular, like something, it's going to be something that completely like it's not even on your radar. But it's going to be what's been missing for you.
Okay.
It's going to be that piece where you never quite feel like, you're doing things and you feel like you're doing the right things, but it's always been something missing in the right things that you're doing. Like there's something in you that's like, but this is not what I'm supposed to be. Like it's not quite fulfilling. You just kind of do it and settled, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Right. And that's part of that, it's on that she brings. She's like, because you're gonna land. It's the best way I can describe it. And really see who you are. Like you have so many beautiful things to give. Like you have I can't even say it because it's like it's so much just coming, but you have a lot, and a lot of it has been like put to the side for duty, is what it looks like to me.
Mm.
You know, like you've done what is necessary, but you've never really dug into like the depths of who you are, the depths of all the things that you have to give. And it's definitely like around the community, like you're like that, you're almost like the cornerstone, like the thing that people don't necessarily go saying, oh, that's him, like he did all of that, but you're going to be like where everything gravitates towards, is what it feels like.
Right.
And it's built off of something that you're giving.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very vast. Like I'm having a hard time giving words to it, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's why I didn't give me the words. But it's just very big.
Wow.
But that's kind of what's coming for you. Like you're gonna land. That's the best way that I can describe it. Unless Nani has a better way of putting it, because I'm kind of lost for words.
No, I don't. I usually have some great words. I don't have anything. No, you're right. I just live over here shaking my head. It's like, yeah, everything.
Right. And I'm kind of teary-eyed actually, because it's big.
Mm-hmm.
It's big.
Yeah.
It's big. It's like don't worry, your time is coming, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that not quite being settled is gonna get settled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, just keep that red. Yeah, keep the red and black. I don't know if
Okay.
I'm gonna say. Should I say it, Nani?
Nah.
Nah. Okay. Just keep red and black in your back pocket. It's coming.
Okay. Got you.
And in light of
Thank you
all
so
of that,
much.
another name for heart, another meaning is hero.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we hate to have to tell you all this, because literally they said everything will birth from you.
Right.
And I know that can be a little heavy, but I mean, there's no other way to say that they got you. They got you. Worry about how all that'll look and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Just adding my nice.
And it's like it's a corner. You know, sometimes when we're on this journey, and we've noticed it too as Kareems, like we're along the path, and it seems sometimes a little challenging, or seems just I can't see the end, or I can't exactly see where this is all going, but I know I'm going in the right direction. Then all of a sudden, you turn a corner, and that corner is like, oh, okay, I see it. I see it. And you're going to literally turn a corner. The corner.
Yeah, the corner for sure.
One of the main corners that will shift everything. Will begin to shift it. But, you know, it's just, yeah. No expectations, just be. Don't underestimate anything in your experiences. That's what I'm clear about. Don't underestimate any of your life experiences. Minute, big, don't underestimate them. Meaning it's a part of it. It's a part of that. Cultivating this thing. Yeah, I'll stop talking because it's like you got no words either.
Nani, the word is it's nice.
Can't see. Yeah.
Wow.
Right? For sure. You'll see.
Well, thank you so much.
Very
I appreciate
welcome.
what you guys have to say. I'm taking it all in.
We appreciate getting to get to look. It's different being on this side, and you get to look and see. It's quite an experience to look
Right.
into what you from where you all are sharing. It's an honor. It's amazing to look.
Yeah, we got a lot of superheroes and superheroines on the team. It's like the Avengers in this class.
Yeah, y'all are really rocking for real. Y'all have no idea. This is one of the hottest classes for real. No joke.
I agree. Agreed.
The medicine you carry. Amazing.
Right. And that's true. And actually for all of you in class, like it's very clear that all of your spirits are saying it's time to level up. Like you guys are already like no, it's not even that. Like you don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
And right now it's like your people are like, nah, we don't have time. We don't have time. So you're all like on a fast track. And even when you start feeling like, oh, it's going backwards or whatever it is, it's not. It is not. Like you guys, yeah, you'll see. It's always the best word for everything.
I know. That's the only thing I can say.
I know, right? I know. You guys will see, but you know, a lot of you are on like the super fast track. It is going to start speeding up.
Yeah.
Even more so, and it's just keep staying focused on it, and let go of what you think things should look like.
Especially
Entirely.
about you. Yes, especially about yourself. Because like when Pseudo just said, you don't even know who you are. it's we only know who we are in the context of this Western European idea of who we are, and then without the input and the wisdom of our ancestors, we missed a lot. And so now we have the input and wisdom of our ancestors, which is actually revealing who we actually are. And I was certain I knew who I was when starting this class, and I did not know who the hell I was at all, like for real. And what has been revealed and is continuously being revealed is, I can say it blows my mind, but back in the back of my mind or in my knowing, I knew that existed. But this space, this world, this context of American tradition cannot provide the space for us to be expressed in our fullness, which is why African tradition, it allows that. It opens the door and bridges the gap that we have been missing. And so that's why we keep saying, you'll see. You'll be more fulfilled than you've ever been, ever.
Right. And none of that is going to come from the things that you think fulfill you right now.
Correct. Beautiful. Yay.
Yay. I'm kind of speechless right now. I'm just sitting in like the scene. But
I'm humbly excited for y'all.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you guys' wisdom.
And we appreciate all that you've come to give.
Definitely.
All that you come to be. Thank you. That was like Chief says, that was hot with a capital
It
Ot.
was.
Right?
HOT, baby.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, go on, Kenny. You're hiding behind the keyboard. Your hand should be up, by the way. I'm calling you out. Anyway, who we got next? I think we had Nalina.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay, so I just wanted to actually touch base on, I had 2 dreams, and then I had an experience today. I was, and I wanted to talk about that experience first before I talked about my dreams. I was on my porch messing with my flowers, and I was coming back in, and I saw like this shadow going down my steps. And so I ran and I looked because I thought it was my daughter. And of course, there was nobody there. So that was an experience that I had today. Then I had done a cleansing because I had been having trouble remembering my dreams, and they're still like not clear. I have to like lay there and think about what I dreamt of. I did the cleansing with that Chief told me to do with the Florida water and the black soap. And when I did that, I dreamt that I had a job outlining states, like I was outlining them in blue. And so I was helping people find jobs. And this was also the day that I asked one of my spirits, his name is Arthur, to show me who he was and how he can best serve me. And then I had another dream about another one of the spirits that I asked, how they can best serve me. The name is Kanuban, and it means righteousness of religion, and it's an Arabic name. And I dreamt that a man, it was Kanuban. I knew it was Kanuban somehow. And so I dreamt of a man who was a monk, and he was an engineer. And he had like these drafting designs, and they were rolled up inside of the containers that they keep designs in. And his hand was on one of the containers. And that was it.
Do you mind going over those dreams one more time, please, and that experience?
Okay. Can you all hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So the experience that I had, I was on my porch, just cleaning my plants up, getting rid of all the dead leaves. And I came back in through my patio door, and I saw somebody going down the steps. And so I thought it was my daughter because she said she was going for a walk. And like a lot of times, like, it sounds like somebody's upstairs, you know, walking around over my head in my bedroom. Or even if I'm in the, you know, in the living room or the kitchen, it sounds like somebody's walking upstairs. But I saw like a shadow, and it went down the steps. But then when I looked down the steps, because I thought it was my daughter, and I looked and I didn't see anybody, you know, I didn't see anybody. So I had to do the cleansing. I guess it's a cleansing to help me remember my dream. So, or dreams. So I used the Florida water and the black soap. And I also asked one of the spirits to show me who they were and how they can best serve me. I mean, I asked Arthur, and I did look up the name, but I'm sorry, I can't remember what it means. I asked that person, Arthur. So anyway, I followed the cleanse, and I dreamt that I had a job outlining states to help people find jobs. And I was outlining the states in blue. And then I had another dream that another one of my spirits, the next day I asked how they can best serve me. And the name Kanuban means righteousness of religion in Arabic. So I dreamt that Kanuban was a monk, and he was an engineer, and he had drafting designs that were rolled up inside containers, the containers that hold the designs. And his hand was on it. And that's all I remember.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm just trying to put what I see into words that makes sense. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
So like I see Arthur as like a strategic planner, someone that's gonna, kind of guide you to where you need to go with without having to take you over the bumpy road to get there. So it's like in the job that you were doing, it's like it's lining up the design for your purpose, putting the pieces where they belong, like going ahead of you and doing that. So, so when you get there, a lot of the guesswork is taken out. And it's very similar with Kanubin, whereas he's holding the blueprints. Like, so it's like your purpose has already been defined. It just needs to look a certain. It just needs to. It's and the way it looks, it's like they're gonna get you to that. So it's like I see that he's showing that it's like you're one place, your purpose is another, but they kind of coincide. But those spots kind of coincide. It's just you just have to be kind of transposed to who you are and where you are today into who you are and where you are going.
Okay.
And it's just a matter of like a best way I can call it, like a temporal shift. So it's like if you were to say take time and space out of the equation, you are where you need to be, essentially here and now and then, if that makes any sense.
It does. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. Nani Sudo.
And I'm looking at that direction, and it's I'm getting something for you around all you have to do is follow. Like you don't have to work the things out because the plan is already worked out.
Okay.
And you just have, yeah, all you have to do is just follow the plan that is already there.
Okay.
Like a call for you to not to get in the way of the planning itself, of how to get anywhere.
Okay.
Like
How can I look at, how can I better understand that part? So I'm not like, so to speak, like standing in my own way.
so it's something to do with that's I'm trying to look and give you give you in words what I'm saying. It's kind of like with you, there is a need to control your environment. That isn't necessary because it's being taken care of. Does that make sense? So, you know, they're working on you getting to the space where you no longer need to control your environment or control ahead of time. Or control, better way to put it is control people, places, and things around you.
Okay.
To get you to a space where you know that the design is ready already and you just have to build it, if that makes sense. And the way you build it is one stone at a time, not by trying to get the full picture. The way you deal with anything is by, as it comes up, that's when you deal with it. And it looks like they're kind of showing that that's difficult for you.
It has been, but that's pretty much what I've been doing here lately. I just been dealing with things that's happening. I'm just like, okay, this is what it is. It's what it is.
Right. So that's kind of what he's, the spirit, and I don't remember which order you named them again, but the last spirit with the plans, the monk spirit, that's what he's come to support you with, to take you into the space where you're presently aware and you're not rushing to the future worrying about the past. Because all of it is already drafted out. There is absolutely nothing for you to do other than just listen and deal with what's exactly in front of your nose at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
But I get that he's, you know, you asking how do I do that, and let go of that too. Let go of like, how do I do it?
Mm-hmm.
It's happening already. It's being done. So hopefully that made sense.
It really does. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any relatives that don't live in the States, that live across the water somewhere?
I don't know.
Because I did see like travel for you, and they showed me travel across the ocean, but I didn't quite get like the view I get of like, you know, you're traveling with the ARC to Ghana or anything like that, or you're traveling to Africa for that. I got that you have relatives somewhere across the ocean that you're going to connect with.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
That like part, and that's going to be part, like this part of your, I get that that's part of your work. Actually, you might even find that you're going to work in a job where you're going to travel more.
Chief did tell me that I'll be going back and forth.
Right. Yeah, that's showing up too. And that's what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing that these spirits are there for that too. Like that's part of the actual plan that is now happening.
It makes sense.
And you're gonna, like, once you start traveling, you're gonna be in a sense more free than you have been.
That'd be beautiful.
And some of that, actually, some of your need to control your environment has to do with who you are, like what you're good at, actually. And so that whatever that work is, whatever that thing is going to have you like traveling for work, is going to hone those skills in a healthy way, in the right way, where those skills belong, where it's not about you worrying about your environment, it's about you, because you actually have a really good mind on you to organize things.
Thank you.
And that's going to be made use of in a different way, is what I'm saying.
Wow. Can't wait. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nani, did you get anything else?
Canubin, something related to him wanting to share, or wanted to share to him the secrets of history. So his hand was on it, and like anticipating sharing the secrets of history. I think that's what he does, to share the secrets of history with you in order for you to anticipate what's coming. And I don't have time to look a little further on what is that all related to. It's related to, obviously, what you're here to do. And that's something that you will use to help you navigate life and navigate this work, whatever this work is specifically that you've come to do. I just kept hearing the secrets of history. Yeah, it'll give you this foresight to see exactly how to help people. And it almost kind of leans back on that first dream too, with helping people find jobs. That dream have you to more easily and efficiently help navigate people and direct them.
I've been talking about, because I work at the jail where I live at, and I had been wanting to help the women who get out of jail get back on their feet and live a fulfilling life, you know, and not have to go back into the streets and do the things that they used to do because they don't know anything else. So this is what I'm actually working on right now, and bringing them into tradition is what my goal is. You know, showing them what I'm doing or what we're doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was like it's showing me like you have a very keen eye in looking into the past, but for information, for beneficial purposes, to avoid future pitfalls.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's great. That's excellent. That is excellent.
Thank you.
God, we need that.
I was just talking to a guy today that has properties that he's trying to get rid of, and I'm trying to get him to work with me so that I can get started. And I meet with him Saturday, but yeah, I got a lot of things to do with my invocations and
Yeah.
my spirits. I gotta really start talking to them.
It won't be difficult. And I'm glad you said that, because when I was about to say that, you said that. And that's why it won't be difficult. So yes, do exactly what you're going to do.
Good, thank you.
I'm starting to get all mushy. I feel very hopeful. I do. That's good stuff. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you all tell me about the shadow, I guess, that I saw?
Well, I got, when I look back at that, is an alert. And I was trying to, an alert of danger, an alert. So more like a protection spirit. That's what I got after I asked like a billion questions about that. Did y'all get anything different about that shadow? It took me a minute.
Actually, that completely passed me by because my people went to the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't look at it.
Yeah. The only thing I got is like that's one of her folks.
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Like he doesn't mean any harm or.
Right. I don't got a lot of detail on it, but definitely that. What Dia said.
I don't feel any, you know how sometimes you feel kind of scared, but I don't feel that. I mean, and this isn't the first time that I've seen whatever it is. This isn't the first time that I've seen it.
And that's what I know too. That they just letting you know that they're there.
Okay.
Yeah, now that I look, I see that I heard it's coming. So like you'll have clarity on who that is, but not yet. It's not yet.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not important yet.
Right.
Say that again. I mean, can you kind of explain that?
No, he just said it's not yet. Like we don't need to look at him yet. We don't need to look at that shadow yet, because you will have clarity on that soon. It's not important yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Just have to be patient.
Right.
Right. Okay. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you all.
Right. Are we ready for some homework? So
Yeah.
that this is 10 o'clock already. Wow.
Get at homework.
Right, Nani, you got it?
Can we give it? Okay. So, have Chief talked about the milk ritual or mentioned it in this class?
Mentioned it.
He mentioned it.
Yes.
Excuse me. Hold on one sec. Wait, Suhudo, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm on a different page from you.
No, that's all right.
What were you in your chat to me?
I was saying, do you want me to chat it to you? Hold on, I'll chat it.
No. I just had a question about what you texted. Are we on the same page about?
I don't know, because you didn't reply to that. Just run with it. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. Our next assignment is the milk ritual. So it's the milk ritual. And so the milk ritual allows you to get the answer to any question, any question that you have. That's what Chief calls the keys to the kingdom. And so after you get this ritual and you begin to ask him questions about something, he's gonna say, use your tools, use your tools, use your tools. And this is one of those tools, is the milk ritual. And so I'm gonna tell you how to do that. So you need unpasteurized milk, unpasteurized cow's milk. And for this week, you would take that milk, excuse me, you would take that milk and put it in a natural, a bowl that you use for rituals. And so it could be something made of natural material or a glass bowl or something that you only use for rituals. And you pour the milk in that bowl and you call on your ancestors. Do your invocation, call on your ancestors. And then you begin to speak your question into the bowl. Excuse me. So for instance, and say, what did somebody said earlier? Whatever the question is, I can't even think of a question now. Whatever the question is that you want the answer to, like if you've been looking into new jobs that you wanted to work, and you want to know which one, or the one you're thinking about going for, if it's the best fit for you, you could actually go to your ancestors, do the milk ritual, speak into the bowl, and say, you know, I'm applying for this particular job. I really want to take this job. I need you to tell me if this is the best fit for me. Would I enjoy it? Would it be beneficial? Would it pay me what I need? You know, show me what working in this job or this role looks like. And they'll be able to reveal that to you. But you'll do that. You'll speak into the bowl, and then you'll take your index finger, your pointer finger, and you'll wipe down your forehead. Oh, wait, did I skip a piece? You'll wipe down your forehead first, stating to your ancestors, have me to see the unseen, hear the unheard, know the unknown, and speak the unspoken. And while you're saying that phrase, you're wiping down the middle of your forehead with the milk, just once. And then you're saying, allow me to see the unseen, hear the unheard, know the unknown, speak the unspoken. And then you dip your finger a second time, and you'll wipe over your left eye and then your right eye. And while you're wiping over your eyes, that's when you begin to ask your question. Ancestors, show me the outcome of me taking this particular job position. And we're starting off with one question. Just ask one question because you want to master getting the response to one question. And then once we master that, then gradually you can increase the number of questions. Because if you ask, some of us already have experienced this, if you ask more than one question, and they'll likely give you the answers to that question, all of it, but you won't really get what in the world they're talking about in that dream. The dream probably be all over the place. But so after you do that, you dip your finger, you ask your question, you'll take that bowl of milk, and you'll go to the threshold of your front door and you'll sprinkle some of the milk outside of the door. What I usually do, I'll tell them while I'm sprinkling just a little bit, say, hey, I'm going to give you some alcohol once you give me the answers to the question that I asked. And then you take that bowl of milk and you put it at the head of your bed. Or if you have an altar space already set up, you can put it there. And then you go straight to bed. So you want to do this in the evening right before bed without talking to anybody, texting, or anything like that. Let that be the last thing you do before you go to bed. And then in the morning, you wake up. And before speaking to anybody in the house or anybody, you go outside and pour the milk in the middle of the road. And for women, we'll do that for 4 nights. And for men, you would do that for 3 nights. And usually, sometimes you may get the answer the first night or first day in your dream. But if you don't, or you don't even remember your dream at all, you just continue asking the same question. Each night for 4 nights, or each night for 3 nights for males. And even if you get the answer, on the first night, still do it because you may get more details or more in-depth information about the question that you asked over the subsequent, over the additional nights. And that's it. And if you get the answer, then you'll pour them a little alcohol. Now, what I used to tell Chief, I was like, I don't know, how am I supposed to know if I got the answer or not? I don't know how to interpret dreams, especially when we first started. I was like, how am I supposed to know? And sometimes it will be straightforward and clear, though, actually, because they know. They'll direct it, they'll give it pretty straightforward. But then that's why we have class also. And so then we'll just bring back our dreams or experiences, because you may get an answer in your waking state as well. But it's very common in your dreams that the answer will come. And so the milk is an offering. It's an incentive to have them do the work. And they like milk.
Everybody, this ritual is powerful.
It really is. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, it is for sure a favorite. So just be prepared. When you do this, make sure you have your pen and paper on the ready.
Mm-hmm.
and some of you might not even get to sleep before you get messages. Don't be surprised at that. So, yeah, just be prepared to get a lot.
Mhm. And I know is there anyone that has any difficulty with dreams already? And I know, Alina, I know you've done the bath and everything to help you with that. Was there anyone else?
Even though I did the bath, they're not as clear. Like I have to sit there and think. And, since last Thursday, I've only had like 2 dreams that I remember, that I had mentioned, but there's
You
still,
weren't dreaming at all before that?
I'm sorry.
You weren't dreaming at all before that ritual?
No.
Okay.
So they're still not as clear. They're not as crystal clear.
Tell them, speak that in the milk as well. When you say whatever your question is, and I add this too, I'm gonna need you to make it crystal clear for me. Like have me remember it. And I'm sorry, this is the way I talk to my people. I said, because there's no sense in you giving me a message that I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, say that.
That's what I've been saying in my invocations.
You have?
Yeah.
That's good.
You gotta show me. I mean, I gotta see it. If I can't see it, then how am I supposed to know what you're trying to tell me?
Correct. They're opening it up. It's coming open. You remember 2 dreams. Look, that's a plus. You're just saying they were foggy, but you say they're not clear. What do you mean? It was like you can't recall it all, or just
Right.
can't make out what's going on?
Both. I can't recall it all, and I can't make out what's going on.
Okay. And that was a one-time ritual he gave you? Was that something to do? I vaguely remember him giving you that ritual too.
It was a one time.
I'll ask him about that. But just even with whatever you remember, and even the energy around the dream is still good. And so I would still wake up and write whatever it is you remember and the vibe or the feel you got from the space. Does that make sense? Because that's actually the dream too.
I forgot to say, I've been sweating. Oh my God, my head was hurting so bad yesterday. And then I was just constantly like sweating like hot the whole day.
And I take it that this is out of the norm for you, which is why you're saying it, right?
I'm sorry?
I said, I take it this is out of the norm. You weren't just like out.
Yeah, because I mean, I've got braids in my hair and my scalp is exposed. I shouldn't be sweating like that. So I just took it that my ancestors are around me.
Definitely that.
Uh-oh, Nani. Something funny? Sorry, Nani, I muted you because it was a little loud. Oh, Jasmine, just email the ARC question inbox about your status for the P2 class, and I'll work it out with you.
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, just email arcquestion0322@gmail.com
Okay.
and I'll
Okay.
work it out with you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for clearing it up.
Very welcome. All right, Nani, or Diop, did you hear if Nani was finished?
No, I didn't. I know, just heard the sound like an alarm going off.
Yeah, I did.
Hello. I'm sorry. I couldn't cut it off. I was getting a call in through like WhatsApp, which I don't usually get, so kind of,
All right.
and I couldn't
So-
silence it. I didn't know how. But yes, I was done, I believe so.
All right.
Does anybody have any questions about it? That was clear. Instructions and all.
I have a question.
Okay.
Well, should the question be worded a particular way, like yes or no, or
Not
detailed?
this one. As detailed as you want. Just make sure, try to be, as clear and clear and concise. Not be too concise, but clear about what it is you're asking. Because I know sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'm like, all of a sudden I draw a blank and I have no questions, and I know I do, but I'm getting anxious about how to ask it. But no, not just ask it.
Okay.
Just think about it before you think about the question you want. Think about the answer that you want to the question, not the answer, but think about the question you want to ask, and ask it in a way that's, it sounds clear to somebody that's listening.
Okay.
Yeah. Do that.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
And I guess I can add one thing that
Okay.
Chief asked us to add, and that was don't be messy with it, which
Thank
means
you.
don't ask questions that when you get the answers to, you're going to go out and start something.
Yeah.
And if you do ask the kind of question, so an example might be you're asking about a person, like, is this person, doing X, Y, Z? And your answer says yes, don't go out and start a mess with it. Hold on to that information. Let's talk about it in class, and we can talk about how things like that should be handled. So,
Don't ask it.
and the other part to that then is don't ask something you don't want to know the answer to, that you're not ready to know, because this ritual will give you the answer.
Yeah. Like it's not for nosing around,
Right.
because what'll happen is, and Chief has told us on many occasions, your people will they'll stop responding to you about those things. They won't even answer you, because they'll see that you're not mature enough to deal with the information. And so it's always like a built-in fail-safe. It's like the spirits and our ancestors, they're clear about right and wrong, and what's going to cause some damage in the spiritual world or whatever. And they're not up for that. They're not trying to deal with that. The whole point is to have us clean up our bloodline. And so they're not going to do that. Yeah.
Right. And I guess that was all I had to add to that.
I think that's it. Y'all have any questions about that? About the assignment?
Oh, thank you all so very much.
You're welcome. Thank you all so much.
One question.
What you got, Santasha?
Question is like, all right, so you're calling down your ancestors with the flicking water, right? And then you're doing the milk.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like it's not really like calling a specific side of your ancestors, just like calling on the ancestors in general.
Correct.
Okay, all right, cool. That's what I wanted to know, because usually if they call the ancestors, I know about the ancestors and they've forgotten. That's typical clean ancestors on so and so side, but instead of saying that, I just say it's calling down ancestors. That's it.
Right, but you
can still
always want to
say,
call. I was going to say you
yeah,
always
go
want to call on the
ahead.
clean ones.
Yes,
I'm sorry?
that's still
You
staying.
always want to call on the clean ones.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Right,
But I
but
don't have.
you don't have to say on my father's side or my mother's side. You're calling on all of them, anyone who wants to show at this point.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Call the next time.
Nice. All right, I'm shutting this party down, people, because I have the power.
She's got the power.
I got a question.
Oh, go ahead.
I got one more question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know as far as doing my invocation, if I was previously married, am I calling on the ancestors from my ex-husband's side as well? Or only from my family, my mom and my dad's side?
So, and Nani, correct me if I'm wrong, you can. If you feel like you have a special relationship to any
Connection
of them,
with
you
them.
can call them. Right. And if you don't call them, that's also fine. You know, the ones who are connected with you will come. When you say the ones, you know, when you talk about the ones you know but have forgotten or whatever, if they want to have a relationship with you, they will come anyway. But if you already know some of them or have known them and have a good relationship, go ahead and call them.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Good night.
Good night. All right, now we're shutting it down. Come on, Nani. Now, we need to be out.
Ami.
Ami. And we need some students saying Ami.
Ami.
Siobhan Mackey. I get to do that because I got the mic today. That's my student.
Nice. Kenny, come on. Cassandra.
Ami.
There we go.
Thank you, Desiree. Good night.
Good night,
Good night. Meeting adjourned.
Ami.
Bye, Mike.
Ami. Good night.
Good night.